Bar Association. The ABA represents over 400,000 lawyers inside the United States, and the building has an impressive law library in its basement. But keep in mind, the Chicago River as we see it right now, this is relatively new. Up until the 1970s, the edge of the river was considered industrial space, meant for warehouses and factories. And our next building fits that profile. The brick building with the clock tower was originally used as a warehouse for Murdoch Foods, one of the largest grocers in the nation at that time. And nowadays, this building is office space. Its biggest tenants noted at the top, Whirlpool and Encyclopedia Britannica. Now at first glance, the building looks symmetrical. It is actually off-center. So go from the clock tower to the base of the building, then behind us. You'll see 5 small bays, a big one at the end, for our total of 6. Up to the clock tower, to the base, now ahead, 4 small and 1 large for a total of 5. The asymmetry is all part of the 1928 construction of the LaSalle Street Bridge. See the bridge just above us now, it's a little bit wider than most of our downtown streets, needed more space during construction. So the building was augmented, a small bay removed, the end bay moved over, the entire thing resealed. Next up, you'll see more green glass. And this is 300 North LaSalle, that in 2009, it's 60 stories of office space by Pickard Chilton. And this building features one of the most impressive air conditioning systems that we have in the city. Water from the Chicago River beneath us right now is pulled into this building below the water line. That water is pumped to the top of the building where it serves as the main form of coolant for the massive air conditioning system. That river water, once it's done helping cool the building, is sent through a series of gravity filters. So on its way back to the river, it's made much cleaner. Of course, then it is reintroduced to the river system. In just a moment, we're going to clear the bridge. As we do, you'll see an extra large and in-charge building. This is the Merchandise Mart. It was done in 1931. The building by Graham, Anderson, Probst, and White was one of Marshall Field's biggest undertakings, other than, of course, creating one of the largest department stores in the nation at that time. Now, this building was constructed as a way to consolidate all of his warehouse space. Prior to this building, the merchandise from Marshall Field was at 14 different warehouses around the city. Well, that made restocking quite a chore. So all of the merchandise was moved to one large location, of course, very close to the store on State Street. The building was used exclusively by Marshall Field and Company from the 1931 opening until 1946. In 1946, there was a big tax bill on the building and Marshall Field didn't feel like paying it. So we had the building put up for auction, and it was purchased by the Joseph B. Kennedy family. The Kennedys bought the building in 1946, paying $13 million. They held on to it until 1998. They sold it for $625 million. So again, bought it for 13 and sold it for 625. This building sits on 2 city blocks with an area. It features over 5 miles of interior corridor. It has its own L-stop in our transit system. It had its own zip code, 60654, until July 1st of 2008. And that building contains 4.25 million square feet of interior space. As we clear the bridge, we'll talk about new construction. You'll see blue glass just ahead of us. The blue glass building just to our right, this is the Salesforce Tower. It opened in May of last year. It stands at 848 feet tall. I know it's very, very sunny, but look carefully and you might notice a few ropes and cables coming off the building down to ground level. Well, this is part of how we do exterior maintenance. Whenever it's time to wash the windows or make a repair on the outside of the building, it's handled by professionals. They make their way to the building, they bring all of their equipment inside, they go up to the roof, they have onto a platform, of course they harness themselves in, and then a crane that resides on the roof of the building extends that platform out, lowers that platform down, and the window washing and the maintenance can take place. As we turn, you'll see a building with a parabolic arch just at the base. This is River Point Tower. It was done in 2016. 730 feet of office space. Oh, there's a train ahead of us. So checking out the Lake Street Bridge.